Okay, so I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer and was told, well, stage 3, but then I needed to have a PET scan, so I had a PET scan. And then they found another spot on my spine, which would throw me into stage 4. But I didn't do any further testing to make sure because I just had already started and contacted Revolution to, because I felt like that there was more that can be done to treat and cure cancer. I knew there was more. I wasn't real comfortable with the conventional ways of doing it, and after that PET scan I had when I was in the cancer center, and I've been praying really hard about what I should be doing. My whole spirit, my whole body, my spirit knew I should not be there. It was a sign from God that I should not be at that cancer center.
That's right.
I belonged at Revolution, and so I canceled all my appointments at the cancer center. I canceled my MRIs. I needed 3 more MRIs, and I knew if I had those, it would just fill my body with heavy metals, and I already had health challenges with a leaky gut, leaky brain, a clogged lymphatic system, unhealthy red blood cells, and I only knew those things because Revolution are the ones that diagnosed me with that, where the conventional doesn't take it that far and go that deep with your health concerns. So I canceled all those appointments and completely left the conventional cancer center and the treatments and the oncologist. Came and put myself completely in Dr. Nemec's hands and the staff at Revolution, and been here 5 weeks, and I've had great success with the...
And you adopted everything. I mean, you came in
Yes,
all
I
in. So you did food, you did supplements, you did everything without making excuses.
Yes, I went cold turkey on all the no foods. No sugar, and I was I love sugar. I thought that would be the hardest thing for me to give up, and actually, I don't miss it. It didn't take very long for me to get that out of my system of craving it. And in 5 weeks, my PET scan showed that I had chronic sinusitis. I've never been able to breathe through my nose properly. I've always been a mouth breather. It's always been very stuffy and constantly leaky with drainage.
Right.
So after 5 weeks, I noticed that I can breathe through my nose. It's noticeably clearer. Like, just...
Haven't had
wonderful.
that since you can remember.
No, since I can remember. I've always had a sinus problem. I always thought I needed surgery, like a deviated septum or something,
No,
but
everyone thinks
it's just a 5-week eating change.
Well, not just eating, it's everything.
Everything.
Because you're changing your whole life. And that's why food is part of it, the therapies are part of it, the teaching is critical, the heart-brain entrainment. All these things work together to make the mind, the brain, the body all work the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, and then also I noticed, I had a lot of bad allergies with seasonal allergies. That's another thing. I didn't have any of those this summer. The last few weeks, I haven't had any issues. Even with all the smoke in the air from the fires in Canada, I haven't had any reaction to it. And my son has a cat who's 14 years old. Her name's Thor, and she doesn't come around people ever. I've never had this cat come around me. And this cat jumped up on the couch and was all over me. And just so loving and so sweet. And she was climbing in my head and licking my hair. And I was just letting her do it because it was so sweet. And she never does that to anybody. And I had no reaction at all. And just being in their home alone, they have 3 cats, 3 dogs. I would be a disaster. My throat would be closing off, my eyes would be itching, and this cat was all over me, and I had 0 reaction, no allergies to it at all. And my biggest problem, I think, was my health challenge was induced by stress. I had a very stressful life. And the one thing Dr. Nemec said, it's not so much that your life's stressful, it's just how you put it in perspective and deal with it. So just in the short 5 weeks of that training of how to deal with my stress, it's made a huge difference, because now the things that I let plague me and bother me and felt like I had to deal with them immediately, I don't worry about it anymore. It's just I do what I can do in the day that I'm in, and when I can't, I don't worry about it until I don't worry about it. I just deal with it the next day. We start again. And I just live in the moment.
Beautiful. And that's all healing. Because the immune system, allergy is a hyperimmune response, and cancer in chronic infections is a hypoimmune response. So whenever we have low and high and low and high, we're totally out of balance. So the fact that you noticed a clearing of that part of your immunity means this whole body, mind, brain, emotions, heart, spirit is all healing, all as one.
I have arthritis in my big toe joints, and to the point where the muscles around the joint, they would cramp so bad, just so much pain that it was like they would lock up the joint, and that's completely gone now as well.
You said you could walk with flat shoes, and
I walked with flat shoes. I went on a walk with my grandson, and normally that would really aggravate those joints, and it would be painful for a couple days, and they're completely fine. I have no pain in there, no more muscle cramping, nothing. It's
naturally anti-inflammatory. Yeah. And then another thing a lot of people question about this thing about going through menopause. So on this healing journey, now that you're making this body anti-inflammatory, just share what you said.
Yeah, so I'm about, it's been 4 months since my last menstrual cycle, so I would have one about every 3 months, but now it's been 4, so I'm going through menopause. Well, on my way, I'm 57, so I have absolutely no menopausal symptoms whatsoever that are the typical disruptive symptoms that women are aggravated with, and I have nothing. I feel completely normal. I have none of those symptoms at all.
So that means a healthy person with no inflammation in the body doesn't have menopausal symptoms.
I have 0. I mean, had some night sweats prior, nothing.
And that's where
no mood swings, nothing. I feel very stable and comfortable.
Right.
I have very loose ligaments in my hips after my 3rd pregnancy. They never tightened back up.
Right.
And I'm also noticing that, I mean, my hips would go out of place all the time. I'd have to have it put back in by the chiropractor, a lot of pain. That seems to not be an issue anymore. That's very comfortable now. I think maybe the ligaments are tightening back up.
They can.
Yeah.
They can.
They're not inflamed. The muscles would usually, the gluteus muscles would have to do the work that the ligaments couldn't. Those are calm. And you just stick with it. It doesn't take long. I feel like I'm so freed up from the earthly world. Diet, the food, the restaurants.
And that's,
and
you've been here how long?
Released from all of that.
And you've been here how long on this program?
5 weeks.
5 weeks. set free from a world system of food.
And some of the things I thought I would have the hardest time giving up, sugar, was the easiest. That's kind of what left me first, the cravings, was sugar.
Oh, that's so
If
beautiful.
somebody told me, oh, you have to give up sugar, I'd be like, well, I cut back, but I'll never give it up.
Right.
But no, but I did cold turkey. Because
Yeah.
I know how bad sugar is for me. I was an addict. And I say,
As
you know,
many
I
are.
was an addict and Dunkin' Donuts was my dealer. And I couldn't go on a trip. If I went on a trip, the first thing I would do was, where's the Dunkin' Donuts in relation to my hotel?
Oh my goodness.
I had to find out where everything was in relation to where I was staying. And it's gone.